What is up, guys? My name is Joseph Scalise, and this is Deck of the Week on the Noble Gwentry. And this week we are breaking down one of the more popular decks around, as is what Deck of the Week does. And we are going to be diving into special Spella'tel control, Spella'tel, whatever you call it. And this deck is very interesting. It is one of the more unique decks. It gets a lot of hate, and it is getting kind of nerfed, although I don't think those nerfs are going to affect it that much. But it is a unique deck, and it does a lot of things really cool. So for those that don't know, it is a control deck that basically only has 3 bronze units, 2 silver units, and then is basically just all of these specials. So the deck is built off of Dol Blathana Protectors, which are 4 strength bronze units. Whenever you play a special card, you boost this by 1 wherever it is. So if it's in your deck, it's in your hand, it gets boosted, and you just basically grow these to giant proportions, and then you play them at the end of the game after you've controlled your opponent down to nothing, and you win the game that way. It's pretty cool. Now, beyond that, the other bronze cards are all going to be specials, and you can have a lot of fun with this special package. You can do whatever you want, your own personal preference. You can run as many as one card as you want. You can run different weathers. You can run things like Gwentry. You can run cards like double Alzur's Thunder. You can put in more clear skies. There's just a lot of variation here. This is Adrenaline Rush, Thunderbolt Potion, but this is my personal preference for the package. This is the one that, after some testing, is the one that I've settled on. So we have Stammelford's Tremors. You damage up to 8 random enemies by 2. Very, very nice. Very, very strong. It's really good with Ithlene, which is, she's one of the cores of the deck and one of the reasons you can run this package. But the Tremors, being able to just hit a lot of things is really good. Now, it can be dead in some matchups. Against other control decks, it doesn't do all that much. But there are a lot of decks that love to have a lot of units on the board. Playing Tremors for a 16-point swing is really big. Alzur's Thunder, just damage a unit by 7. Very, very good as well. The targeted removal of this is very nice. You can hit things like Yarpen Zegrin. You can hit Arrakis Behemoths. There's all sorts of different units that you can just take out that can give you problems, and being able to play this is really important. It also, once again, a very big swing with Ithlene. So beyond that, I run 3 weathers. 1 Impenetrable Fog, which is nice. This is better than Rain, in my opinion. While Rain hits Harpy's Eggs, which is probably the #1 reason you would run Rain, Rain often is going to hit, the lowest units, so it can hit 1-cost things, and it's not as strong, whereas Impenetrable Fog goes across the top, and I find that there's a lot of times where people will stack a row against Rain, right? You have a weird row, they play a big unit, Rain doesn't touch it, whereas Fog ticks down, and so it usually catches a lot of units in one row at the same time and kind of breaks them down. And then I run double Biting Frost just because I wanted 2 other weathers, and Frost, in my opinion, is the best weather. Or best bronze weather, rather, in the game. You play this on a row, it hits everything on the row over and over and over again. Very, very strong for that reason. Double First Light, so you're not really playing this for the clear skies. The clear skies usually isn't going to matter since you don't have that many cards that get hit by weather, but the ability to rally out a Dol Blathana Protector is super important. Now, you could run 3 First Lights. I just like 2 because, like I said, they are dead in a lot of matchups or at a lot of times, and you don't really want these cards that early on. So you can Blathana Protector. Also, there are ways to cheat these into play with Ithlene, or if you want to play Nature's Gift. And then I run triple Epidemic. Destroy the lowest units on the board. Having access to 3 Epidemics is so nice because there are so many times where your opponent is going to have a board full of 3 3s or 2 2s or maybe even 4 4s or 5 5s. You play Epidemic, it just wipes all of those out. You play this with Ithlene, you can just go crazy. Also, having multiple, so let's say your opponent tries to stagger against it. They play like a bunch of 4 4s, but then maybe they play like a 2 2. You can just kill the 2 2 and then play the second Epidemic. A lot of really nice things. Also, because this kills the lowest units in round 3, if your opponent goes first, they play a big unit to start out. You play Epidemic, and you kill it immediately. And then the last 2, Demetrium's Shackles. just toggling a unit's lock is very good. Also, if it is gold, demote it. This is really important against the current Nilfgaard decks. Being able to demote Tybor before Bork goes off or before you use Scorch can win the game outright right there. This is another card that also helps you stop troublesome abilities, and fantastic with Ithlinne, of course. And then finally, one Marjoram. So Marjoram, you can either mutagen or spores. So mutagen resets a unit and strengthens it by 3. You can use that if someone, damages one of your protectors or brings it way down. And then you usually are going to use this for spores, which resets a unit and weakens it by 3. And that comes in handy. There's a lot of decks out there that like to buff up units, namely Nilfgaard. You hit this on one of those, they go down to whatever they were, and then they go down by 3. Also, very strong against opposing Spella'tel decks, because mutagen hits the protectors, puts them back to 4, and then puts them down to 1. So that is the bronze package. Now, the silver cards, I think, in my opinion, are all very set in stone except for one. So Skellig Storm is the best silver weather in the game. You apply it to a row, and then it does 3 2-in-1 damage every single turn over and over and over again. That's extremely good. That's a win condition on its own. Beyond that, you also want Aeromancy to get your Skellig Storm either out of your deck or out of your graveyard, and you want to keep hitting with it. Not only that, but Aeromancy into a Skellig Storm ups your spell count and makes your protectors stronger. Then, of course, if you're running a spell-based deck, you want Scorch, which destroys the highest units. It's just the inverse of Epidemic, so you can kind of combine these together for some really strong plays. And then you want Nature's Gift, which play a special card from your deck, shuffle the others back. So this just allows you to tutor through your deck, get any special card you want, and then you put the other ones back. And then finally, also Yaevinn. So Yaevinn, 12 Strength Spy. You draw a unit and a special card, you keep one, and you shuffle the other back. It's just card advantage, and card advantage with this deck is so key, so important. Being able to play Yaevinn in this build is super important. So these 5 spots I think you really need to run. The last spot I have CRN in, which is a lock. And for me, the extra lock is super important due to the prevalence of Morkvarg decks right now. Being able to lock Morkvarg is so good. Now, there's a lot of other random cards you can lock with Ciaran, but that is the main reason I run him. This silver spot can also be Roach, this silver spot, and that's also a very popular choice to make the Saskia combo a little better. So that's also a consideration for this spot. There's a couple other tech silver options that I cover in the write-up, but this is the one flexible silver spot. I think the other 5 are pretty set in stone. And then finally, we'll just go over the golds real quick. So we know our leader, Ithlinne. She resurrects a special card from the graveyard. Allows you to play any of these over again. Very important. You can't run the deck without her. She is amazing. Now, you will notice there is no gold weather. I do not think Ragnarug or Drought is necessary for this deck to work. Not only that, but those cards are getting nerfed. But I do not think they are necessary. I think Skellig Storm with a couple bronze weathers are going to carry you far enough. These 4 cards are all very important. So Ithlinne, she plays a bronze special card from your deck and spawns a copy of it. So you get to play 2 of whatever bronze you want. That's incredibly powerful. You need her for the deck. Not only that, but Saskia. When you use your hero, she comes out of your deck and goes onto the board. Absolutely need her. And then Ciri. Probably the best gold in the game right now. Probably the best gold ever printed to date. She is brave. So at the end of the round, if you lost the round, she goes back into your hand. Her and Yaevinn just give you so much card advantage. In a deck like this, in a control deck, all you care about is card advantage. So having access to things like this are so important. She is amazing. And then finally, Villain Trentonmirth, also known as Bork. I do not like this card. It is actually my least favorite card in the game, but I believe it is too strong not to run in this build. And basically, it's a 3-turn timer, and then when it gets to the end of those 3 turns, this card scorches the highest units twice. So he's a double scorch. Insanely good in round 3, a win condition on his own. Masterful card. So this is the gold package, this is the leader, and this is the deck. So this is Special Spella'tel. We're going to go take it to the ladder for a couple games, show you how it plays, and we'll talk more about it. I'll see you guys there. All right, we're here with game number 1, seeing if we can't take some games on the ladder. See how we do play with Special Spella'tel.
For Skellige's glory!
There will be no negotiation.
Should be fun. There will be no negotiation. All right, so wow. Going up against Crash on Crates, the epidemics aren't that good. We don't really want the first lights. Ciaran is, of course, incredible. All of the golds are pretty solid. The Ciri Yavin combo is really good, as we'll talk about in a minute. And I think we don't really want the Protector. And we'll keep the First Light just in case we need a Protector. First Light's always going to get you Protector, and everything else is fine. We could redraw an Epidemic, I guess. Fog isn't bad either. So we're looking to win round 1 so we can Yavin Ciri in round 2. That should... Ooh, okay. We don't have, like, really any units that get hit by this. So we could just Epidemic that, but I think it's better just to Fog. We also have Aeromancy if we want to go crazy with Skellig Storm, which is really nice.
That is your brilliant move? Truly?
So it's a really early clear skies. I think we just Nature's Gift. Yeah, we can just Nature's Gift here for a Skellig Storm. Hit the front row. It also, we know Crash on Crate is going to be bringing out Morkvarg. And it will kill the Clan Terceic Axeman, which is pretty nice. Although we could just play Aeromancy. Play Nature's Gift for Demetrium Shackles, just in case he has a way to get around the lock on Morkvarg for Ciaran, which is definitely worth considering. No reason to Epidemic here. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Now we could also storm this. He's not going to get any value out of this. We storm the back row. He can't decoy Grimace, but I guess we don't care if he decoys Grimace because he just aims that. If he decoys Grimace...
It's time.
Ooh, I will gladly draw cards. Didn't really want the Protector there. Oh, I suppose we can Epidemic. We can also play Ciri if we really want to, but I don't know if that's entirely worth it. We also have Ithlinay, so we can go through and get Shackles should we need it. He hasn't played anything yet. So I think we just Epidemic the Grimace here. This depends also...
1,000 thunder and sea devils!
Alright. Hallbar is actually pretty good news for us. I think we're just going to play the Raw Protector. There's really nothing in our hand that we really want to do. We could set up like... So we can Ithlinay for double Shackles and then set up a Scorch if we really want to. We could also play Ciri here aggressively. Like, play Ciri, our opponent plays a card, we play Yavin. Like, he still hasn't gotten out Morkvarg yet, which he's gonna need to win this game, and he knows that. So I think it's better just to play Ciri here.
You talked enough.
It's a pretty good pass. Let me just play Yavin.
I feel men herreth den vede.
We're gonna take the Scorch, of course. Now we do have to win round 2, but we can use Ethne for that. We have Bork to hold us down in round 3. And we also have Ithlene, which is just, she's so good. She's just so good. We're actually going to mulligan away the shackles here. Well, I was thinking about mulliganing away the shackles. We're going to keep, because I want to get them with Ithlene, but we're actually going to keep them. He's used 2 of his golds, which is really important for us because gold cards are the best cards against us because our specials can't touch them, right?
We serve her who is virgin, mother, and crone.
Okay, that axeman does ostensibly nothing. I guess we can just play Siri here. We may want to play the Protector. The only problem with the Protector is it is susceptible to the axeman. Maybe it's better just a Frost. That might get a pass out of him, but if he passes and we get to save Ithlene for the last round, like obviously that's our goal. So it looks like he's gonna play Morkvarg here. Oh no.
Greedy fool.
That's interesting. We could just Scorch that. He has Clan Drum and Shield Maidens in hand. Those are never going to have a target, I don't think. Maybe we do want to Ithlene this turn. This is 3, 7. We play Ithlene. No, we want to use her with Scorch, maybe, so. And this is a fine Scorch. He can't pass the turn because we can just play a Protector. Frost is fine. I think we just play Siri here. So he's not playing Morkvarg.
You've talked enough.
Him not playing Morkvarg is very interesting. Yeah, so he's playing like Control, which is not great for him. Clan Drummond kills this. This is going to give him a way to get out Shield Maidens, though, which we don't want. But can we avoid that? That's actually an important question. I don't think we can. We could just play First Light here. The problem is that makes us so much weaker in round 3, although we have Ithlene and we have Villain Trenton Mirth. So I think it's fine just to clear skies here. He also goes down now, so we have the lead, so we're not losing tempo anymore. Another Biting Frost. If we play the Clan Drum and Shield Maiden, is that going to be a mistake? How does he damage it and play his other ones in the same turn? He has so many dead cards against us. Maybe we just play Bork this turn. No, because then he's going to pass. We actually almost like don't want him to pass. I guess we get Nature's Gift here. We'll get another Frost. Just clean up his board a little bit. We want to stay ahead in tempo if possible, so we can go into the last round with card advantage.
Our shields are our ramparts!
Yeah, so these cards aren't going to do anything against us. Questions that need to be answered. Do we just want to burn? I really think we're going to need Ithlene. If we play a Protector here, it could be bad if it gets damaged, right? Maybe I should have played Frost into this row, knowing that he had the Shield Maidens in hand. That may have been a misplay. Also, I don't think we're going to need the lock, so maybe CR in and then putting this into a row might be good.
Humans are not to be trusted.
We'll just stick that here. He gets to damage his own Shield Maiden now. But once he starts playing things, we'll be fine. Okay, so he's gonna play his other Shield Maidens, right? He has this one, so that's 12. So I think it's better to do, if we do this and shoot that down, we go to 16. He's at 4. 12 plus 16. Yeah, this is fine.
No rest, no reprieve.
So he shoots us. He's going to take the lead, and then we're going to play the Protector. We want to save Ithne for the last round, if at all possible.
Give him no rest, no reprieve. Give him no rest, no
Yeah, this
reprieve.
is fine. It looks bad, but it's not because we have the Protector.
Kayam!
We're going to play it in this row. We'll see how long he wants to press this round. We could also get the second one, but then we're just... Sure. Ooh, what did he take? He took a Alzur's Thunder. It's not the end of the world. It's kind of annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Do we just Shackles here? It's probably fine. Shackles this, just in case we want to weather. We also have Ithlin for double Tremors, which is really strong. As long as we stay ahead of him. Bork also may be a dead card, which could be interesting. We're going to play... So, we have to think about Bork's timer, right? Bork's timer is 3. And if we play Bork next round, we may be forced to hit our own Protectors. So we may actually want to mulligan Bork away. Play Ithne right now. I'm going to say her name different 1,000 times, by the way. We play her right now. We put her on the other side. We double Tremors here, and that should push the round. Or, alternatively, we can simply just get out a second Protector, which sets up Bork into the last round pretty nicely. We just rally. We want to put this here to play around Igni.
Kayadmel and Shay.
Like, yes, we lose one, but that shouldn't matter. Ooh. Renew. For
You will see
Avalok.
it.
So we're going to stay in this round for a while. So Bork is pretty dead. Also, that's Saskia. Oh my god, that was brutal. Guess we just do this. So knock him down quite a bit. Although that Avalok really screwed us. It makes our Ithne really bad now. We need to keep... We also can't play Bork.
Hide your stench.
Really? He's running Morkvarg. Jesus. Wow.
When the white frost comes, do not eat the yellow snow.
I think we want to... What's the play here? Double Mardrem, knock this down, and then reset this and buff. Weaken Morkvarg. Actually, we should just double Weaken Morkvarg. That's definitely the best play. mean, that doesn't matter because we took it. Also, Bork's timer can no longer go off, so we're going to play him. And that's a roach. So that's our opponent conceding, by the way. So we took this one down. It was a little trickier, and I may have misplayed a little bit, but we did what we needed to do. We're just going to get rid of Sasuke here, and that should be the game. That Avalak almost screwed us, though. It really did. Epidemic. And the Wild Boar of the Sea is not going to be stronger than
I kneel before no one.
A plus Saskia.
There will be no negotiation.
And it doesn't matter what we take here. We'll just take the shackles. Hit Wild Boar of the Sea, and that is game. GG's, as they say. Alright. I really like this deck. I know a lot of people don't, but I think it's a very interesting take on Gwent decks. And we'll take the MMR, and I will see you guys for game number 2. Alright guys, we are back for game number 2. I turned the music off. It's just too damn loud. I can't figure out how to... It was on 1, and it still just sounded way too loud for my liking.
Onward, sons of Nilfgaard!
So I kept
respect nothing human.
voice settings, but I couldn't do the music. It was just too loud. Going up against John Calvier. There's a lot of good cards here. Ciaran's actually pretty useful. Villain Trenmirth is always going to be very good. We don't need the first lights as much. Get rid of the protector. We'll get rid of Saskia. Alright, well, the triple epidemic actually isn't terrible because it directly stops his orders play, but we don't have any of our, like, go-to cards to win this round. We don't
No
have any
one
of our
can
card
hide
advantage
from
cards.
me.
Ooh, interesting. That kind of makes me want to pass. Like, he plays John Calvier, we lose round 1, he gets the 3 golems. Maybe we play some cards, but just in case he has the golems, we want to frost here. Raw Tosser's fine. We can epidemic that away. Or we could lock it if we really wanted to. Yeah, we'll just do this. So he probably has the... There's the golem.
I forgive you. This time.
Another. So the question is, do we pass here? This is a very good question that I don't actually know the answer to. We have a pretty weak hand. We could play Ciaran here. Lock the cow, get some more cards out of our opponent. Maybe we'll do that. We kind of want to win round 1 because of Tybor.
Yorvith will guide us.
The problem is this does shut down our epidemic, right? But he is taking quite a bit of damage from the frost.
Please wait, Your Excellency.
Yeah.
I'm falling behind.
Then you're gonna get him. Oh, another raw tosser. The raw tosser actually doesn't matter here. It's pretty weak as far as cards go. We play Tremors, which is pretty good value. Right, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's not terrible. We can also Skellig Storm and then Ithne for the Skellig Storm again, if we really want to go that route. Although now that we're on the Bork plan, I think it's better to not Bork. It might be better just to first light here for a Protector. It's just a 7 right now.
Blathana!
That's completely fine.
Lackeys like you we coat in honey, then tie you down on an anthill.
Alright.
Decent. That is what you folk lack.
Really get that, but that's fine. So he's losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12, 13. Or we just do this. One of the things that's really nice about having the Protector is Ragnaru. That actually hits us this round. That's going to be a pass from us. I don't really think we want to stay in this round any longer. We're 5 and 5 right now. And yes, we can't like leverage Ciri or Yavin, but that's fine. We have our win condition in Bork plus Ithne. If he's smart, he'll leverage us next round. Saskia, get out of my hand. I don't want you. You're lovely, and you're wonderful, but you should not be here. Ah, Ciri. So we do need to win this round.
Yield and save me some time.
That is so unfortunate. And then, oh, that is so unfortunate. Ah, that's so brutal. We have to use Ithne here.
I kneel before no one. I respect nothing human.
We use Epidemic. Kill Roach. No D-Shackles.
A shame I have no time.
Really? He has no bronze units left. Okay. I guess we just play... Do we want to play Ciri here? Or do we want to play like one of these? Maybe we'll just Fog. Tremors also is probably going to be pretty bad next round. Epidemic is... That seems like a bad play. We'll just hit him. Keep tempo going.
My prescription, a bit of bloodletting.
Dole! Blathana!
Sure. If we play Skellig Storm, he goes down 3, 4, 5, 6. And then he has to, and then, so he goes to 10, and then he can't Grimace to clear skies to take the lead again. And that's pretty important. That is fine. So we could play Epidemic. It puts him down to 16, puts him down to 14. Not enough. So I think the plan here is to Ciri.
Yield and save me some time.
Order will triumph. It must triumph.
Okay, so he doesn't have... We play Bork here. He's probably going to pass the round. Now we lose if he pushes, but he didn't know that. Now, unfortunately, he has Peter, which is the best card against us. And this is the problem with not having card advantage. We're actually just dead. So this game shows the importance of winning round 1. I probably should have ethnated round 1, but I didn't have the card advantage that I wanted. And that is going to do it. Alright, we're 1-1. I will see you guys for game number 3. Alright, we're back with game number 3, and I can't help but thinking I misplayed pretty badly that last game. I think I should have pushed for round 1. It's just so rare that Ragnarok hits our deck. I didn't even think about it as an option. Maybe I should have just used Bork round 1 to try to push. And then hope to get
There
ahead.
will be no negotiation.
It's really, one of the interesting things about this deck is learning how and when to use Ithne. So we're playing against Foglets. We don't want the Protector here. We want to aggressively look for First Lights are really good. Alzur's Thunder doesn't really do all that much. Tremors is really good, and we have to get rid of Saskia. We actually have a pretty good hand here. We want to use the Marjoram on one of the Foglets. Using the... Okay, so we'll start off by fogging this row. That'll tick down for a while, which is really nice. We also have Epidemic for the eggs, but I'd rather see if we can get away with the fog. We also have Tremors, which is really good in this matchup. It's completely fine with us. So it looks like our opponent is... maybe not quite Foglets, or just Foglets. Maybe just like weather in general. We could Skellig Storm this. The problem is that's such an easy clear skies for our opponent. I'd rather make him work for it. Maybe we do just Epidemic here. Burning one Epidemic, I guess, isn't the end of the world. If we hit them on this row, we hit both. And that's pretty nice. Yeah, we definitely want to push round 1 here if possible. Ooh, he's playing a bear. Well, that bear's going to get scorched, so there's that. I think this is a pretty fine scorch. We can always get the scorch back, which... of course, is important. Actually, we could have played Yavin first and then set up the Scorch, which would have been pretty nice. The problem is we play Yavin there.
Let's get this over with.
What? Why? The problem I was going to say is if we play Yavin there, our opponent just passes. And then it does us no good. This is tricky. I guess we Skellig Storm. Knocks us down to 2. Okay, so that's a pass. So the question is, do we want to win this round? And if so, how badly do we want to win this round? Like, Wasting Ethne's ability obviously isn't great, but we would win the round, right? We do 5. This goes down to 2. We play Fog on this row. This goes down 2. So he's -4. He's at 11. We're at 12. And then we can Yavin next round and run our opponent down to just about nothing, which seems pretty strong.
We'll win.
I think we are going to do that. I think it's the best.
I respect nothing human.
And there you go. So it took round 1. We did lose Ethne, but now we can push round 2, which is really nice, especially because of the Yavin. And if we draw a Ciri, we're good as gold. Don't really want the Protector. We have double First Light, so there's no reason to keep this. And CRN's not terrible. The question is, do we want to start with Yavin? I think we start with the Biting Frost. No, because we don't know what row he's going to put stuff in. We'll put the Yavin here.
I fail men herreth den verde.
We'll take the Epidemic. If he tries to get tricky and like plays the weather or something, Epidemic in Yavin is pretty good. So he is playing Foglets. So I think we just do this and lock the Foglet. Or we could just Martyrdom it. That seems fine. I don't think... I'm trying to think if there's any cards in monsters that we really want to... I mean, if we have a lock, the lock is fine. So I think this is good. We just mutagen this. I mean, spores, rather. The fact that we weaken it is really nice because it takes away... one of the Foglets from our opponent, which is very important. So we're going to Frost this row. And remember, these are First Lights, but they're also Protectors, which is generally pretty important. We just burn an Epidemic here. So I'm trying to think about what cards I really want to keep. We probably just want these going into the next round. Dagon plus Fog, I'm assuming. It's weird that you put them in this row. Doesn't really make any sense.
Yovith will guide us.
Just put a little pressure on him. I don't think there's anything we really want that we're going to need to lock in this matchup. I could be wrong about that. Him burning... gold card seems weird to me. I really don't want to Epidemic that 1/1, but I don't really think we have a choice. So we're going to run him down to 2 cards. We may run him down to 1 card. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. He only has 1 Foglet left. We've pulled 3 gold cards out of it, including Woodland Spirit, which is one of the most important, but so he was running Ragnarok. The question is do I think my opponent's 3 cards next turn can beat double Protector? And I think the answer is no. I really don't. Being able to force out gold cards against your opponent is really all you want to do with this deck. And this game shows the importance of round 1 because we bled our opponent down so much The reason also, it may seem weird the way that he was playing. Oh, that's a really nice pickup. This triggers our protectors twice and gives us another shot at Skellig Storm, which is really good. We'll see what our opponent leads with. The fact that he only has one Foglet left is really good because it makes Fog just essentially dead. Crones are pretty good. Skellig Storm is also pretty good. Skellig Storm is like easily one of the best. If he has... Oh, Harpy. That's pretty gross.
Admiral and Shay.
So we have a 17, and then this will get buffed. Tag for rain, I'm assuming. And that should be game. So I made an assumption that our opponent would not be able to beat
Admiral and Shay.
double protector, and that was 100% the right call. If we went one-on-one with the Crones, we actually would have lost. So it's important to realize the plays like that and to make the reads. Right, so you're always analyzing your opponent's hands and always thinking about, am I going to need 2 protectors here, right? We weren't going to win that round, so if we played a protector the second round just to get one more card out of him, he could have played his weakest card, and that makes us worse. The fact that we had a way to get those protectors going got us the win at the end. So that is Special Spella'tel, whatever you want to call it. I think it's a really cool deck. I think it's really interesting. There's a lot going on with it. There's a lot of good choices. I think I blew game 2, but games 1 and 3 were pretty solid, and they turned out in our favor. So that is the deck. I hope you guys enjoy it. I would definitely check it out if you have the resources to do so. I'm Joseph Scalise. This is the Noble Gwentry. I will see you for Deck of the Week next week.